You bring up being a Sikh. What has that meant right now? Being in America as a Sikh, you were talking about being singled out.
Well, I feel very lucky because I get to be an American, but then I was born in India. So I get to be an Indian also, regardless of the fact that I don't have a PIO card. And I'd love to have a citizenship of America and India, if anyone can help me with that. But and then the third thing I feel very lucky is to have grown up with a faith that talks about equality and that talks about humanity. And that's what I carry forth. And I think that's what all of our religions in India do. They talk about humanity, and they talk about this love of faith.
And yet that's the thing that's missing in America at the moment. You know, we're hearing the term the outsider more and more. What fuels this fear? Is it just how you look, where you come from, the fact that you wear a turban, have a beard? What is so threatening about that?
So that's a subject that I sadly love talking about, and this idea of fear. Fear exists in all of us. It exists and it grows. It's like a seed that gets planted in our hearts when we're young, and then it grows and grows and grows. It is the easiest emotion to latch onto. And it's not they're afraid, it's we're afraid, I'm afraid. There's too much finger pointing, like America is racist or France is racist, or we all have to accept that responsibility in ourselves. We all have to look at our own fears and our own limitations. But this idea of fear and stepping, it's about stepping past your own fears.
And how do you recommend somebody does that? Because we were sitting and talking about my land versus the foreigner, and you said that you were really interested in that subject and you wanted to maybe find a solution or offer a solution to end the battle.
Well, it's my land versus the foreigner. It all comes back to the same point, whereas the other, right? The other. We always look at someone else as the other, not as the self, the same. We're of the same flesh and blood, but we always, whether it's because they're from a different region, if you're in America, they're from the South, they're the other, or in India, you're the other. It's all about fear of the unknown, fear of the other. Except we have to come to realize that we're actually the same.